that's what Boots gonna attack is late. You know, with head movement, the shit that Boots gonna be doing, all that head movement and sliding, tucking and moving on angles and shit. And Boots got power. He got major power, man. And there's spots where I see Xander, he just gets himself in some bad spots, man. He drops his hands a lot. I see too much exposure on that left side. Way too much exposure on that left side. He gonna have to keep that motherfucker left hook to his face because that overhand right of Boots is lethal. It's lethal, man. Turn that uppercut up the middle too, especially from the southpaw stance when Xander's leaning forward, man. Another lethal shot. But man, I see a lot of holes.
Tim Bradley is now sharing his thoughts on Jaron Ennis versus Xander Zayas. And from the way he talks about it, he does not seem to believe this fight will be very competitive.
He gets himself in a good rhythm, you know, and he catch you at the mean sequence. He can hurt.
In Bradley's view, this fight is all about levels. Xander Zayas is talented, self-assured, and eager for the biggest opportunity of his career. But Boots Ennis brings another level of speed, strength, and ring experience. That is why Bradley sounds so confident with his prediction. He is not simply choosing a winner. He is telling fans that once Ennis gets comfortable, Zayas may discover he is facing a fighter who is already made for the highest level of competition.
And Xander's game, especially when you start to put that pressure on him. Yeah. He try to get out of dodge. He don't want none of that.
The reason Bradley sounds so confident is because he is looking beyond the names and focusing on how the styles match up. Boots Ennis is not a fighter who gives opponents one easy look. He can switch stances, vary his pace, target the body, counter from different positions, and still apply pressure without forcing things. That creates problems for a fighter like Xander Zayas, who prefers to stay patient, follow a structure, and build momentum little by little.
He don't like the heat like that. He like his space. His system requires distance. Can he fight a little bit inside? A little bit inside. It's not a specialty. Nah, he want to be able to work the combinations as you throwing shots. He looking for shots to be able to counter in between with, or he looking to start the action, boom, weave underneath shots, counter, boom, boom, and then he on to the next. He around that corner. Right? He turned the corner.
But against Ennis, finding that rhythm may be difficult. Boots is not only fast. He makes opponents feel behind in every exchange. Before they can answer one punch, another shot is already coming from somewhere else. That is where Bradley's warning begins to make sense. He is basically saying that Zayas may have talent, but talent by itself is not enough when the other fighter is bigger, more polished, quicker, and already comfortable under greater expectations.
You know, you get a little bit overly overzealous and you start letting your hands go because your boots can be hit. And then all of a sudden, you know, he's stepping back and he's shooting shots underneath. He catch you with shit you don't see. He can catch you with shit you don't see, man, and hurt you. So, look, man, if there's going to be a stoppage, because I'm seeing a lot of people in the comment section talk about, you know, Boots can stop him late. And I'm like, I don't know. But now, I see it. I do see it late. Yeah, there's an opportunity for Boots. And Boots, he a dog, man. I'm telling you, this fight gonna boil down to who got more dog in him, man, for real. Because Xander will stand and fight. He will stand and fight. It's his nature. You know, and he got his corner that's gonna try to realize, hey, man, keep boxing. What you doing? No.
For Boots, the pressure comes in a different form. People expect him to dominate. They expect him to look outstanding. They expect him to show that Zayas is not on the same level. Sometimes those expectations can feel heavier than the opponent standing across the ring. If Ennis wins but has a hard time, people will criticize him. If he wins easily, fans will say that was expected. So for Boots, this is not only about defeating Zayas. It is about making a statement so clear that nobody questions where he belongs.
Boots, he run out of ideas, and all Boots want to do is make it a street war. Like, you know what? It's gonna be a street fight, me and you. I don't give a I'm gonna take your best. You ain't gonna be able to take mine, because I know my is hot and spicy for your. And he gonna just come and just try to take your head off. You know, and every shot he gonna be throwing is gonna be a death blow. So, hey, look. If there's gonna be a stoppage, it's gonna be late. It ain't gonna be early. It's gonna be late. Not unless it's like a flash knockdown or something. But nah, I see a late stoppage possibly for Boots. Or
Still, that is exactly what makes this matchup interesting. Zayas is not entering the ring without strengths of his own. He has youth, dedication, and the type of hunger that can make a fighter dangerous when most people doubt him. He knows many fans are calling this a mismatch, and that can either hurt a fighter before the opening bell or inspire him to deliver the best performance of his career.
Also see, Xander winning on the scorecards if he can stay up, on his feet late and win some of those back end rounds, man. But I'm telling Boots gonna come on strong as hell in the end, man, because he gonna need to. I think he might get outboxed and outmaneuvered early on, but I think he gonna have to turn into a straight up dog and try to dog walk Xander, man. And hopefully he doesn't just get picked to pieces as he's coming forward. I highly doubt that, man, but
Bradley almost seemed to discourage Xander by describing the challenge as bigger than many people think. He was not saying Zayas lacks ability, but he made it clear that this could be a risky move at the wrong stage of his career. In Bradley's opinion, facing Boots Ennis is not just another step forward. It is the kind of fight where one mistake can reveal the gap between being a good young contender and being truly ready for the elite level.
According to Xander Zayas, in an interview, it's basically saying that, like, hey, the winner gets 55% of the purse. The loser gets 45% of the purse. So, like, some people say, oh, well, that's, he's a champion, he's this, he's that. Yeah, I get all of that. He's a champion, and, Xander's the champion, he deserves the bigger pot or whatever. But he didn't get the bigger pot. He got 50-50. He didn't get the bigger pot. He could have got the bigger pot if he believed in himself. Like Boots. Boots believes in himself. That's why Boots is saying 55-45. Let's go. What's happening? 55-45. You wanted this? Let's go then. 55.
That is why his comments carried so much weight. He looked at Xander's confidence, talent, and recent success, yet still made it sound like those qualities may not be enough once Boots begins putting real pressure on him. Bradley basically warned that Zayas could quickly learn that Ennis is not only fast, but also unpredictable, powerful, and hard to control. So while Zayas may see this as his breakthrough moment, Bradley views it as a major risk. If Xander wins, he shocks the boxing world. But if he gets overwhelmed, the same fight that was meant to make him a star could slow down everything his team has worked toward.
Building.
Boots is on beast mode, savage mode, different body of energy. He about to show up and show the. Boots about to show up and show the hell out, people. I'm sorry, he is. Every level of the mental. He unlocked everything he needs to know yesterday at the press conference. I'm serious. From that alone, he dominated the press conference. From that alone, 55-45, dominated the press conference. Then he said, put a wager on it then. Dominated that, right? Then he calls him out on his weight. You know Xander Zayas with, man, his head, big ass catfish head. Huge. Now, let's go here. He growing. He 23 years old. He growing. I get it. The boy is 6 foot, growing. The boy love to eat. You love to eat. My man lips, seriously. Them sticky toys that you can empower. Man, somebody make a damn toy for Xander Zayas. Bam.
Bradley also pointed to Boots Ennis's experience, and that made his argument even stronger. He explained that Ennis has already performed on bigger stages, already handled world-level expectations, and already faced opponents who tried to slow him down, rough him up, or disrupt his rhythm. That matters because experience is not just about the number of fights a boxer has. It is about knowing how to stay composed when things change. Boots has faced different styles, different speeds, and different forms of pressure. He knows how to adapt when a fighter moves, clinches, counters, or pushes forward trying to make a statement. So when Bradley compares that to Xander, he is basically saying that Zayas may have skill, but Boots has already experienced more layers of the sport, and in a fight like this, that could make the difference. Xander may arrive prepared, but Ennis has the kind of experience that allows him to read the fight, take control, and make a young fighter uncomfortable very quickly.
Boots does have some hope, but so does Xander, man. I mean, look, I think it's gonna boil down to who wants it most. To be honest with you, who wants it most? It's gonna be a dogfight, man. Xander don't mind. He don't mind going toe to toe if he needs to. I know he gonna probably try to box, but Boots is coming to get his ass, bro. He's coming to prove a point, and we should get a hell of a fight from that, bro.
Do you think experience might be the ultimate factor here? Because I know you said Boots just got to the division, but he's got more fights under his belt, and also Xander is younger.
Yeah, I think experience could be a factor here, but I mean, Boots ain't used to going 12 rounds. Boots ain't used to going 12 rounds either. I mean, usually he's knocking these dudes out before he goes 12 rounds, and then when you look at the competition that he's faced, it's been, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing been popping out like, crazy. Xander, you can say the same thing about Xander too. I think it's the perfect match.
Then Lehan McCoy brought another viewpoint to the discussion, and his opinion made the matchup even more intriguing. He viewed Boots Ennis and Xander Zayas as two fighters standing in very different situations. Boots is the man expected to dominate, while Xander is the younger challenger trying to prove the doubters wrong. But McCoy's comments also showed why this fight creates pressure for both men. If Boots wins, people may say he was expected to do so. But if Xander makes the fight competitive, the conversation changes immediately. That is why this is not only about talent. It is about who can perform when the spotlight grows brighter and the expectations become heavier.
My hard-earned money in this bet. I can't do it, but it's gonna be a good fight. I don't know who wins this. I think I would have to, if I had to pick, I would give Boots the edge. All right, guy that's a little twitchier, a little more athletic, hits hard, switch hitter, and then Xander's really good, right? Talk about a guy that has improved from a young guy to where he is now. All right, he's not scared, can box with the best, he can move, he can punch, got good defense.
Then Max Kellerman and Gabe looked at the fight from another perspective. For them, Jaron Ennis versus Xander Zayas is not simply about who owns the better record or who appears stronger on paper. It is about what happens when a young fighter steps into a level of danger he may not completely understand yet. Gabe gave Zayas credit because Xander is disciplined, composed, and technically sound. They are not overlooking Xander, but they are making it clear that this is a massive jump. Zayas may be prepared for a tougher challenge, but Boots Ennis could be more than just another step up. He could be the type of opponent who shows him exactly how large the difference is between being promising and being elite.
Xander got better. Xander was so precocious. He was such a young fighter when we first saw him. And you don't have your man bones yet as a boxer. Now he's into his 20s, maybe a different fighter. What do you think of the matchup?
No, absolutely. I think in his last performance in Puerto Rico, he showed that boxing ability. Nice jab, nice movement, good stamina, endurance. And he's a big dude, man. I went for a jog with him in Puerto Rico. I'm like, how big are you, dude? He walks like 190, man. He's a solid big guy. So he's bringing that weight and that size as well.
Mike Coppinger made the fight sound even more important. He believes this is a chance for Xander to change the entire narrative in one night. If he can deal with Boots' speed, power, and pressure, people will stop seeing him as only a young prospect and begin viewing him as a serious threat in the division.
And Max, is that I want to give a lot of credit to Xander Zayas. Xander Zayas, young guy, and he wanted this fight. He called for the fight, and he made it happen quick after the Virgil Ortiz-Boots fight fell apart. So fair play to Xander. He has a lot of confidence in himself, even though he's going to be the underdog. And you're right, Boots hasn't proven anything yet. Not his fault, but he hasn't fought anyone. He looks special. Now we're going to find out, is he?
Then Bozy Ennis shared his perspective. And naturally, he viewed the fight through the eyes of a father and trainer who knows exactly what Boots brings into the ring. Bozy is not treating Xander Zayas like an ordinary opponent, but he also does not seem concerned about him. In his mind, Boots has already been prepared for moments like this. He has the speed, the power, the footwork, and the ability to adjust styles whenever needed. That is why Bozy's confidence feels different. He is not just promoting his son. He genuinely believes Jaron is operating on a level that Zayas has not experienced before. And that places even more pressure on Xander because Bozy is basically saying talent alone is not enough against Boots. A fighter can be young, motivated, and confident. But once Ennis starts reading him, making adjustments, and landing punches from unexpected angles, the fight can change very quickly.
You know, we like the Xander anyway. You know what I mean? But now he ain't talking a lot of smack now. Now he want to back that. He have to back that up now. You know what I mean? You know, we mellow. We should lay back. You know, keep on talking. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Keep on building the fight. You know what I mean? But it should be a good fight, as long as it lasts.
Yo, that's one of your favorite lines.
Yeah.